have a chance. Richarlison cuts it back. Oh, what a goal! First up! It's just the 5th minute.
Still Lewandowski. Still Doski. Finds Dembele, and Dembele scores an equaliser. What a pass from Lewandowski. He has been the best player. He has actually got 2 assists. One of Gavi's goal and now Dembele's goal.
And City wins! City won the match. Manchester City won the match.
Only 2 teams are left standing as we head to the Puskás Arena in Budapest to see PSG and Arsenal battle out for the UCL trophy. Who will be crowned champions of the UCL 25-26 season? Will it be the Parisians or the Gunners? Tune in to find out. Hello everybody, this is Brisbane05 Blast here and welcome back to another video of this channel. And I am so hyped about this one because in today's video, it is going to be the prediction of the UEFA Champions League final. And that's not the only reason why I'm hyped about. The second reason why I'm hyped about is because my club, yes, my beloved club Arsenal, are up against the defending champions PSG, as that match is taking place at the Puskás Arena in Budapest, Hungary. So let's talk about PSG first. So for PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, this is their 3rd UCL final and their first ever back-to-back UCL final. So their first UCL final happened in 2020, where they were up against Bayern Munich, where they had the likes of Neymar and Mbappe. But sadly, they lost their first UCL, thanks to, of course, a Kingsley Coman masterclass, as despite them making to their first ever UCL final, they have to wait, they have to not get their UCL trophy for a while. But 5 years later, things changed for them, because they're up against Inter Milan, and this time, instead of losing, they actually won, beating them 5-0. 5-0, which made themselves as the winners of that competition and grabbing their first ever UCL title in their history. And of course, their 3rd UCL final is up against Arsenal. And now speaking of Arsenal, this is their 2nd UCL final. Their first happened in 20 years. Yes, their first was in 2006, where they're up against Barcelona. And yes, Arsenal had the likes of Henry, they had the likes of Bergkamp, Vieira, Fabregas, many more players. But Barcelona had the likes of Carles Puyol. They had the likes of Samuel Eto'o, Messi, Ronaldinho. So, despite Arsenal actually scoring the first goal, the red card kind of let them down. And Barcelona, they scored 2 goals in the second half. And that's how they won their 2nd UCL title. Their first, of course, they won it in 92. But let's not talk about Barcelona. It's all about Arsenal. But yeah, back then, of course, I didn't actually have knowledge about football. So, I didn't know the scoreline at that time. Only I just found out through one of the sources. But, however, this year is going to be different for Arsenal because right now, they're challenging for the Premier League title and they're also in the UCL final. Could this be the year for Arsenal? Because they've been called the bottle jobs. They've been called the team that do not deserve to win. The team that have been the most boring football team in the world. But can this be the difference for them? Can this be a different year for them? Because they've been called the bottle jobs. Can the tag be removed? We're just going to see and find out. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go to Puskás Arena in Hungary to see PSG and Arsenal fight out for the UCL title. Good evening, guys, as we are here in Puskás Arena in Hungary to see PSG and Arsenal battle out for succession. Even though it's taken place in Stadion Olympic, let's just ignore the fact that FC26 forgot to make a huge update on it. But yeah, let's not talk about that. We're going to talk about these 2 teams as PSG and Arsenal have deserved to reach the furthest of this competition. Before we get to their road or route to the final, let's just enjoy the UCL anthem. Alright, so let's do with PSG starting lineup. Luis Enrique is the manager here. And here are your substitutes for PSG. So Donnarumma is the man in goal. Nuno Mensch, Pacho, Marquinhos and Hakimi are your defenders. Ruiz, Vitinha, Neves are your midfielders. And Kvaratskhelia, Doue and Dembele are your attackers. So as I initially said, this is PSG's third final. So they've lost in one UCL final, which was of course against Bayern Munich. But then they actually came into UCL final 5 years later to verse Inter Milan, and they completely smashed them, winning their first UCL title in their history. Whereas Arsenal have reached their second UCL final in 20 years. Their first was against Barcelona, which was in 2006, which they lost. But can they do it the second time? As they've worked this hard in 20 years to reach it. Anyway, let's take a look at Arsenal's starting lineup. Mikel Arteta is the manager. Here are the substitutes here. Raya is the man in goal. Luis Kelly, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber are your defenders. Rice, Odegaard, Zubimendi are your midfielders. And Leandro Trossard, Saka and Gyökeres are your attackers. So who's going to win this clash? Will it be PSG, Ousmane Dembele, or Arsenal, Gabriel? We're going to see and find out. As the match kicks off with Arsenal having possession at their own half, only for PSG to make a crucial tackle here, with Ousmane Dembele being the man in possession of the ball. He makes a wonderful pass here to Desiree Doue. Doue to Hakimi. Hakimi to Neves. Neves shoots, but what a save here from David Raya. The first save of the game comes from the Spaniard. And Luis Enrique, the halal ball merchant, is thinking of something here. He has the mentality to win himself a third UCL title. He's already won first as a Barca manager and then his second as a PSG manager. But can he win his third UCL title as a manager? We just don't know. But looks like Arsenal have the possession. Here's Hurrien Timber. For some reason, Timber cannot play because in real life, he still have that injury thing going on. So Ben White is actually filling up for him. But we're just not going to ignore the fact that Arsenal are still have star-studded players. Here's Declan Rice. Rice to Odegaard. A bit of link-up play here from Arsenal, only to be halted by a João Neves interception. Now here's João Neves. Still Neves. Neves to Marquinhos, the skipper. Here's Desiree Doue. Doue to Neves. What a block here from Luis Kelly, only for Marquinhos to collect the pass. As you can see, Ousmane Dembele is the player to watch. And why not? Because he's the Ballon d'Or winner. You can't argue that. Now here's Dembele. Still Uzi. But Odegaard makes a wonderful interception. I really hope Odegaard is bouncing back to form, because he really is that player. Only for Eze, to create a bit of a monstrosity in midfield. Like a bit of monster attack in midfield. That's why Odegaard wasn't, being featured in most of the games. He's only being, as a substitute, but he needs to prove the manager wrong to see that he can still compete. Anyway, here's Odegaard, the skipper. He finds Gyökeres. Gyökeres makes a wonderful pass to Leandro Trossard. Trossard to Luis Kelly. Still Luis Kelly. A bit of pass here. And it's going to be a corner kick here for Arsenal. But we're going to take a look at the replay here. Of course, it's a wonderful save from David Raya, preventing it from getting into the near post here. It was a wonderful effort here from João Neves. But what a save. Anyway, here's corner kick for Arsenal. Their speciality. Here's Leandro Trossard. Still Trossard with it. But what a tackle, man, from Luis Kelly. Now here's Odegaard. Odegaard to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Timber. Saliba. Saliba to Timber. Arsenal are trying to do well with their link-up play. Trying to get into the PSG attacking zone. But they're playing so well defensively here. And that pass was literally meaning nowhere else. Here's Gigi. Vitinha with it. He actually came pretty close to winning the Ballon d'Or. He actually came third place. Just behind Lamine Yamal. Only for his teammate to actually win the Ballon d'Or. And that too well deserved. Excuse me. My cups are starting to come up because this game is really going to be intense. But as you can see, here's Bukayo Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Still Martin Odegaard. Odegaard to Timber. Timber to Zubomendi. Zubomendi to Bukayo Saka, but he's offside. We're already approached half an hour mark and nothing to be separated. And Saka just went into the offside territory. Pacho did a bit well to actually keep him off. Here's Vitinha. Vitinha makes a pass to Ousmane Dembele, who finds Nuno Mendes. Still Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes to Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz to Vitinha, who's already on the attacking zone. Still Vitinha. Vitinha to Fabian, who finds Dembele. Dembele to Neves. Neves to Kvaratskhelia. And Kvaratskhelia, the Georgian wizard, scores the opening goal of the final. What a pass from Dembele. But he got to take a wonderful pass here from João Neves. And a wonderful finish here from Kvaratskhelia. And for some reason, the PSG players, they're not celebrating for some reason, because they know that it's not over. But what a finish here from Kvaratskhelia though, man. As he gives PSG the lead. Every bookies are thinking that PSG is going to win the game. But can Arsenal prove them wrong? Here's Zubomendi. Zubomendi to Lewis Timber, or I don't know who the player was. Here's Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Zubomendi. Zubomendi to Gyökeres. Gyökeres makes a pass to Trossard. Trossard to Rice. Rice to Zubomendi. Zubomendi to Trossard. A bit of link-up play here from Arsenal. Still Trossard. Trossard to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Gyökeres. Then to Trossard. Trossard to Lewis Kelly. They're doing a bit of their passing sequence, only for it to not work at the end. PSG did well enough to block it. They still have the possession though. Here's Ousmane Dembele. But what a tackle here from Arsenal. There was a through ball passing opportunity here from PSG, but for some reason they didn't take it. 1 minute left to go as Hurriyad Timber has the possession here. Arsenal are playing well defensively, but right now they should not think that because they're trailing. There's Martin Odegaard. Odegaard to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Zubomendi. Zubomendi to Timber. Arsenal may have their last attack of the game. Odegaard with it. Odegaard to Zubomendi. Zubomendi to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Trossard. I don't think there's time. And there isn't time, as halftime whistle blows, with PSG having a slim lead over Arsenal. My oh my. This game is very close. And you got to credit that wonderful finish from Kvaratskhelia, as he was the man to separate the scoreline and differentiate the game. As halftime, it's PSG 1, Arsenal 0. Alright guys, let's take a look at the highlights. And there were only 2 actions, so let's start with David Raya's save. It was a wonderful effort here from João Neves, but what a save here from Raya, man. Kept him off guard, prevented João Neves to score the opening goal. It's like he almost slipped. And then we move into Kvaratskelia's goal. We gotta take a look at that goal. It was a wonderful pass from Ousmane Dembele. He finds João Neves. And what a link-up play there. Kvaratskelia's wonderful finish is what kept the scoreline favouring PSG. Like, that was beautiful. And yep, those were the first half highlights here for PSG and Arsenal combined. But let's take a look at the performance. Right now, it's Marquinhos that have been doing so well. Match facts, as you can see, PSG has only managed to do 3 shots, whereas to Arsenal, they have not made a single shot. PSG 3 shots, 2 shots on target. To Arsenal, 0 shots, 0 shots on target. Can they conjure one in the second half? We don't know. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one, as second half will be coming up shortly, right after the break. Alright guys, looks like the second half has already commenced, with PSG having a slim lead in the UCL final. But can Arsenal come back? Looks like here's Lewis Kelly with it. He finds Zubomendi. Arsenal really have to come back, but that's not what they're doing right now because for some reason, Ousmane Dembele just won the ball back and he almost had the chance to just double the lead for PSG. Only for Arsenal defenders to come out on top. What an anticipation here from Arsenal though. They're not giving up. It could have been 5-0 or so, given the fact that PSG have dominated larger portions of the game. Now here's Bukayo Saka. Saka makes a pass to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Odegaard. But PSG, man, they're cracked. Their defense and midfield is so star-studded that Arsenal cannot get past them. They might actually be the new Galacticos here because, my oh my. And what a through ball pass. This is going to be the second goal. It is. João Neves doubles the lead for PSG. As PSG are right on top. What a finish from the Portuguese youngster. The fans, everyone are applauding except for the Arsenal. What a pass from Dembele. What a finish from Neves. Literally pure beautiful. Like David Raya was caught off position there. Like you can't argue with that. David Raya was caught off position. And I think that we're not going to be getting any comebacks here, unfortunately. Arsenal are still yet to register a shot, but it's just that the PSG defense have been shutting them. Shutting their defense, shutting their players. Looks like it's Leandro Trossard with it. Zubimendi somehow manages to skill the player. He finds Gyökeres. Still Gyökeres. Gyökeres makes a pass to Trossard. Still Trossard. Trossard to Rice. Rice to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Odegaard. Odegaard with it. He shoots. But what a savior from Donnarumma. First shot already in almost an hour. And what a savior from Donnarumma. And that too for Arsenal. Of course, we've already had so many shots. But Arsenal are the team that has not made a single shot until now. As Odegaard had the opportunity to score the goal, but Donnarumma made an impeccable save. As it's a corner kick here for Arsenal. That was a weak corner kick here from Saka. But somehow Arsenal still get the ball. Here's Declan Rice with it. Declan Rice shoots. And he gives Arsenal a lifeline. Arsenal really needed this as they've been below par in almost an hour of the game. Until that effort from Odegaard, which might have been the game changer. What a pass here from Gabriel. And what a finish from Declan Rice. I'm pretty sure that was a dummy pass if I can see from there. Gabriel kind of dummied it. I don't know. If you can see the video better, we'll see and find out. But what a finish here from Rice as he has given Arsenal a lifeline. Looks like Arsenal are not giving up. Are they really taking DK35 advice seriously? We just don't know. Here's Achraf Hakimi. Hakimi with it. Still Hakimi. What a tackle from Trossard. He finds Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Rice. But what a tackle, man. And looks like Ousmane Dembele has it. He finds Kvaratskhelia. I thought it was Fabian for a second. Kvaratskhelia to Hakimi. But what a tackle from Gabriel. But PSG still won the ball. However, it's going to be a free kick here for PSG. I thought it was going to be for Arsenal for a second. I think there's been a free kick foul, I think, on one of the PSG player outside the box. But PSG got the advantage and then Arsenal got the ball when before the advantage went. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be very intense. And looks like it's going to be Hakimi to take it, but he dummies it. Dembele finds Vitinha. Vitinha goes for it, but what a block. Is that going to be another free kick? It is. So many free kicks here for PSG. They're really pressurizing Arsenal. But yeah, I was really confused. It's either Vitinha or Kvaratskhelia who went for the effort. But we're just going to see and find out in that first shot. But looks like it's going to be Vitinha to take it. He's going to be taking it. He actually does a smooth pass to Dembele. He passes it to Vitinha. And Vitinha tries to go from distance. But what a save here from Raya. PSG are really on the verge of killing the game from here with just 20 minutes to go. And that was a tame header here from PSG, and Arsenal get the possession. Here's Huri and Timber. Timber to Odegaard. Back to Timber. Odegaard with it. Arsenal, time is ticking off. They need to find an equalizer here. Otherwise, PSG is going to win the game. Here's Bukayo Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard to Saliba. Here's Timber. Timber to Bukayo Saka. A bit of link-up play here from Arsenal. And what a shot from Odegaard. You got to take a look at this link-up play here from Arsenal. And Odegaard has just given Arsenal the equalizing goal. Are you seeing this? What a pass from Gyökeres. And what a finish from Odegaard, the Norwegian. Is there a time for a comeback for Arsenal? Arsenal have already completed the comeback. But are they going to win this game? Or will it be heartbreak? We're just going to see and find out. But what a finish here from Odegaard. In the 76th minute. The game is not over. 2-2 already. This is the France-Argentina game all over again. Where Argentina got 2 goals and France literally scored 2 goals after this. Like 2 goals in just 2 minutes. Is this going to be the same scenario? Like the 2022 World Cup. Here's Ousmane Dembele, goes for a shot, but what a save from Raya. Sorry about this. Anyway, here's Declan Rice. Are Arsenal going to do it? But PSG make a wonderful block. Here's Uzi. He finds Neves. Still Neves. Still João Neves. Neves to Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi to Neves. Neves, a bit of a link-up play here from PSG. They're trying to do a bit of link-up play. What Arsenal did earlier. Here's Vitinha. Vitinha goes. What a save from Raya. But that could have been a wonderful dribbling play here from Vitinha. And he could have probably got that goal if it wasn't for Raya's wonderful stop. Anyway, Arsenal are on the attack. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard to Timber. Timber to Saka. Still Bukayo Saka. 2 minutes to go. Is there going to be a bit of time here for Arsenal to score a winner? And are you seeing this? It's a penalty here for Arsenal. Arsenal are on the verge of stealing the game from PSG. Thanks to an unfortunate handball from William Pacho, the Ecuadorian. Substitution here for PSG as Zaire Emery comes on for Fabian Ruiz. And Marino comes on for Zubimendi. But Arsenal have the opportunity to win the game from here. Odegaard is the man to step up. Is he going to convert this or not? He converts it. And Arsenal, surely this might put them as UCL winners with that wonderful penalty goal, and that to a wonderful comeback here from the Gunners. PSG are in so much distraught here. The fans in London are in joy and delight because Arsenal, out of nowhere, 2 goals down to win the game. Oh my goodness. You got to take credit from this Gunners side. They've done it. As what Declan Rice said, it's not done. And they kept that advice. Arsenal did not give up. They managed to score 3 unanswered goals. Thanks to a wonderful play from Declan Rice. He scored that goal. The play to orchestrate the comeback. And then Martin Odegaard to score not 1 but 2 goals. To give Arsenal potentially their first UCL trophy in their history. But PSG have the opportunity to equalize, but what a save from Raya. I don't think there's going to be a chance for PSG to score an equalizing goal. Arsenal are going to kill it here. And it's full time as Arsenal are your UCL winners of the 25-26 season. They have gone so far, so much heartbreaks and so much memes, being the bottle jobs, being the bottlers, saying that this team cannot win it, they don't deserve to win it. But they proved the doubters wrong. They proved the haters wrong. As they are the UCL 25-26 champions. The fans in London are so happy about this. And why couldn't they be? Because they've earned it. The players are going into the parade, I think. I kind of don't know what that is. But they are going there to lift the UCL trophy. And it's Martin Odegaard, the skipper, to lift it for them. As Arsenal are your champions of the UEFA Champions League. What a comeback here from Arsenal. This has been the best UCL game so far, compared from last year, of course, where PSG literally dominated against Inter Milan. But this time, the footballing gods have really given us a treat. With 5 goals, PSG scoring 2 goals, and then Arsenal doing a madness here. A moment of brilliance, a moment of not giving up. They've taken Nikkei 35 advice seriously. They've never backed down. They've never given up. And they went on to claim their first trophy, their first UCL trophy in their history. Congratulations to the Gunners, as they are your UCL champions of 25-26. As they celebrate, probably going to party in Budapest. Probably the Budapest bar, we don't know. But anyway, what a game though. Probably a wonderful spectacle here. Anyway, let's take a look at the highlights. And I'm pretty sure that there are more chances in the second half. And I was kind of right on that bit. And it was probably a wonderful play here from PSG. Started with that wonderful pass from Dembele. João Neves literally caught David Raya off guard. Like, look at that. You can't blame that, man. That was pure elegance from João Neves. The goal was given. But Arsenal, they didn't give up. Declan Rice scored the first goal of the comeback. It was a wonderful cheeky pass from Gabriel and Declan Rice. The man to say it's not done yet. The unlikely catchphrase after that horrific loss to Manchester City. Declan Rice, he did not give up. He said, it is not over yet until it's over. And then PSG had the opportunity to score a goal. Vitinha had the opportunity to score from distance. But what a save here from Raya. Made a leaping save to deny PSG from doubling the lead from there. But then Martin Odegaard scored the equalizing goal thanks to this wonderful link-up play here from Gyökeres. It had a touch from the keeper. Unlucky to keep that one out. What a save though. If it wasn't for Odegaard's powerful shot, that could have been a save. But then, the penalty goal, the all-likely penalty goal from Arsenal that have actually won the game for them. What a penalty goal here from Martin Odegaard, man. They deserve it. But yeah, looks like the game is finished. We're going to take a look at the match facts here. Like, seriously. PSG had 11 shots. 11 shots, 7 shots on target. To Arsenal's 5 shots, 4 shots on target. They never gave up. They proved that they are the underdogs. And underdogs can be believers. As they are your UCL champions. Looks like FC 26, in this opinion, will predict for an upset. Everyone is voting that PSG will be the champions. But not in this game. And as you can see, Martin Odegaard is your man of the match here. He scored 2 goals. I mean, Ousmane Dembele got the most ratings. So did João Neves. He actually got the assist. And John Neves got 2-goal contribution. They are so unlucky that they couldn't win the game here. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. And probably, if there is any chance, the World Cup update is coming up. It's not called World Cup, it's called Festival of Football. There would be a rumor that there will be a World Cup edition coming in FC26. Yes, a World Cup edition in FC26. If that actually happens, I will be thinking of making a World Cup video. And I'm hyped up for this. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. And we'll be back for our next match. Goodbye. Hello guys, we're back, and just as you witnessed, my oh my, this has gone down to the wire. And it has probably been the best UCL final FC26 has ever predicted. Because Arsenal, they've managed to pull off a madness by beating PSG 3-2 in a 5-goal thriller UCL final game. And in the last UCL final, by the way, that was actually a 5-goal thriller. But it was a one-sided affair in which PSG won, by the way. But in this UCL final, it is also a 5-goal thriller. But the only difference, it is packed with entertainment. It was goals galore, but it was packed with entertainment. And that game never failed to disappoint the fans. Because Arsenal have managed to pull off a madness, beating PSG 3-2 to net themselves as Champions League winners for the first time in their history. And selfishly, as an Arsenal fan, I really hope this happens because I really want to see my club be champions of Europe. I really want to see that happen. And probably they will be English champions, hopefully. But the most thing I would really be proud of is to see my club win their first ever UCL final. But yeah, the only downside is that in FC26, they've actually done the final for Conference League and Europa League, where in the Conference League, it was taking place at Leipzig. They fixed that problem. In Europa League, it was actually taking place in Besiktas. They've also fixed that. But Champions League was the only problem. That was actually taking place at Stadion Olympic, by the way, which is an MPC stadium. In real life, it is actually in Puskar Stadium. I actually named it at Puskar Stadium rather than, the NPC Stadium because I wanted to keep it realistic, by the way. So just to let you know that. I don't want to fail you guys. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Arsenal are your champions. I really hope it happens in real life, especially for me, by the way. But we're just going to see and find out because I'm not the one that is actually doing the match. It is the real game, of course. The one that's taken place on the 30th. They will decide. The fate will decide to see who will win the UCL. Not us. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This is Brisbane 05 Blaster here. Signing off.